আসসালামু আলাইকুম। বুটেক্স ক্যারিয়ার ক্লাব এবং অফিসিনা 39 প্রেজেন্টস ক্যারিয়ার ক্রনিকল 2025 পাওয়ার্ড বাই নিট এম্পায়ার লিমিটেড এর পক্ষ থেকে আপনাদের সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি আমাদের আজকের ওয়েবিনার ক্যারিয়ার ক্রনিকল 2025 এপিসোড 3 এক্সপ্লোরিং হায়ার স্টাডিজ অ্যান্ড ক্যারিয়ার অপরচুনিটিজ ইন কানাডা। আপনাদের সাথে আছি আমি নওরিন আমিন, এক্সিকিউটিভ অফ ইভেন্ট ম্যানেজমেন্ট, বুটেক্স ক্যারিয়ার ক্লাব। আমরা জানি বর্তমানে বিদেশে উচ্চশিক্ষা নেওয়া শুধু স্বপ্ন নয়, অনেকের জন্য এটি একটি লক্ষ্য, ক্যারিয়ারের একটি গুরুত্বপূর্ণ মোড়। বিশেষ করে টেক্সটাইল ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড থেকে আসা শিক্ষার্থীদের জন্য কানাডা, জার্মানি, ইউকে, ইউএসএ তে উচ্চশিক্ষা নেওয়ার সুযোগ অনেক বেড়েছে। কানাডায় সঠিক ইউনিভার্সিটি কিভাবে চুজ করবেন, কোথা থেকে শুরু করবেন, কিভাবে স্কলারশিপ পাবেন, কোন সাবজেক্ট নেবেন, কিভাবে নিজেকে প্রস্তুত করবেন, এই প্রশ্নগুলোর উত্তর দিতে আজকে আমাদের মাঝে আছেন একজন বাস্তব অভিজ্ঞতা সম্পন্ন মানুষ, যিনি আমাদেরই বুটেক্সের সাবেক শিক্ষার্থী এবং বর্তমানে একজন সফল গবেষক। বুটেক্স 37তম ব্যাচের শাকিল মাহমুদ ভাই। তিনি বর্তমানে ইউনিভার্সিটি অফ অ্যালবার্টা, কানাডা থেকে এমএসসি ইন টেক্সটাইলস অ্যান্ড ক্লোদিং সম্পন্ন করেছেন। গবেষণা করছেন স্মার্ট টেক্সটাইলস বিষয়ে এবং পেয়েছেন ফুললি ফান্ডেড স্কলারশিপ। আজকের এই সেশন থেকে আমরা কানাডায় উচ্চশিক্ষা এবং ক্যারিয়ারের বিভিন্ন গুরুত্বপূর্ণ দিক সম্পর্কে জানতে পারবো। কানাডায় সঠিক ইউনিভার্সিটি কিভাবে চুজ করবেন, স্কলারশিপ পাওয়ার কৌশল, প্রফেসরদের সাথে যোগাযোগের গুরুত্বপূর্ণ টিপস ছাড়াও এসওপি, এলওআর কিভাবে লিখতে হয় এবং পার্মানেন্ট রেসিডেন্সি, পিআর এর বিস্তারিত তথ্য আমরা জানতে পারবো। এছাড়াও কানাডায় টেক্সটাইল প্রফেশনালদের জন্য জব মার্কেট সিনারিও সম্পর্কেও ধারণা পাবো। আমাদের বিশ্বাস আজকের এই সেশনটি আপনাদের জন্য অত্যন্ত ফলপ্রসূ হবে। আপনাদের যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে তাহলে কিউএনএ সেকশনে টাইপ করে জানাতে পারেন অথবা হ্যান্ড রেইজ করতে পারেন। সেশনটি শেষে আমরা একে একে সকলের প্রশ্নগুলো নিব। শাকিল ভাই, আপনাকে আন্তরিকভাবে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি আজকে সেমিনারটি শুরু করার জন্য।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আমি এক্সট্রিমলি সরি, আমার কিছু টেকনিক্যাল এরর হয়েছে। ইনফ্যাক্ট আমার দুটো ল্যাপটপ আর কি। তো আমি আমার আরেকটা ল্যাপটপ থেকে ট্রাই করছিলাম যে লগ ইন করার জন্য, বাট তখন হচ্ছে ওইটার কোনো একটা স্পিকারের প্রবলেম হচ্ছিল, যার কারণে গত 11 মিনিট ধরে আমি ট্রাই করতেছি, বাট এটা হচ্ছিল না আর কি। তো যাক, আমি পার্সোনালি বিলিভ করি আমি পাংচুয়াল, বাট অ্যাগেন আমি সিনসিয়ারলি অ্যাপোলজিস করতেছি ফর 10 মিনিটস ডিলে এন্ড ওভারঅল ডিলের জন্য আর কি। তো আমি একটা প্রেজেন্টেশন রেডি করছি ওভারঅল এভরিথিং নিয়ে। তো তোমরা যদি এভরিথিং ওকে থাকো, আমি এখন শেয়ার করতে চাই আর কি প্রেজেন্টেশনটা। Can you see my screen now or still has a problem?
জি ভাই, দেখা যাচ্ছে।
Can someone just let me know this? Okay, thank you. So let me know whichever you are comfortable with. I uh, I I I just prepared it in normal way in English. So if you want to ask the question in Bengali or whatever, if you have anything, just feel free to let me know anything. So today I'm going to discuss about the exploring higher study and career opportunities in Canada. As Noreen mentioned, I'm Shakil Mahmood. I finished my tenure as a research assistant at the Protective Clothing and Equipment Research Facility. Before that, I finished my master's in textiles and clothing program from the University of Alberta. So this is today's outline of the presentation. At first, I'll talk about some basic introductory information about the degrees in Canada. Then I'll discuss about different Canadian universities that offer textile-related degrees. I'll discuss the admission requirements. Then I'll discuss about the visa and peer system, textile-based career And finally, I will conclude with some pros and cons. Before starting the presentation, I want to give a short overview about myself. So I finished my BSc in Textile Engineering degree from Bangladesh University of Textiles with a major in weight processing. My batch is 37 batch, and I finished my bachelor in 2015. After finishing my bachelor, I started my professional journey as a merchandiser in four different companies, including Interstop, Magnanet, Pepco Global Sourcing, that is, some people also call it as Pepco, then Sublime Green Tech Limited. In 2021, I driven by passion of doing advanced research in textiles and electronic textiles. I moved to Canada and started my master's in textiles and clothing program under Dr. Patricia Doles as a MyTex intern. After finishing my master's, I started to work as a research assistant full time at the same laboratory, that is protective clothing and equipment research facility. So I worked there from February 2024 to 2025, and I'm currently giving myself some time, and I'm currently quitted my job. So I'll just start my job again. So I'm giving my time to my personal development. So this is my personal intro. So before getting started, I must say that for higher study, there are always two things that someone need to focus or someone need to know. First is determination. Many of the students are seen that those people are so determined initially, but after a few days they give up, and they can't go to they can do the advanced research or advanced study. So if you want to reach your goal, you have to be determined and you have to push on yourself. It's not so hard. If you consider yourself with other challenging occupation or other challenging professions in Bangladesh, including BCS job or other managerial job, getting a chance in higher study is not so tough. So you should prepare your profile, you should apply to the university, and additional there is IELTS that you have to keep, and then you can reach to your goal, that is advanced research. So before starting about the degrees and the Canadian universities, I just want to give a brief overview or a short introduction. What are the types of degrees that textile graduates can admit it himself? So there are two types of graduation program: masters, as you know, and PhD. Masters program are mainly course based, and sometimes we also call it as Masters of Engineering. These are mainly self funded or partial funded. If the master's is thesis based, then those are fully funded, and the course duration is 2 to 2.5 years, as I already mentioned. In PhD, almost in most of the cases, those are fully funded, and the course lasts 4 to 5 years. There are three main semesters: fall, winter, and spring summer. So the academic year starts normally in fall semester, and most of the students admit in the fall semester. The term fall comes from the due to the nature of the weather. You can see the leaves started to fall and it becomes yellow. In the winter, it names as it is because it's winter. So it starts from January, last till April. Spring summer lasts for 4 months and it begins in May and ends in August. So this is the basic introductory information about the courses and the semester. Uh, so now I want to talk about the different universities that offer textile related degrees. First, the University of Alberta, where I am being graduated. The degrees are PhD or Masters. The department is Human Ecology, and our subject is Textiles and Clothing. There are three textiles professors. As you can see, I mentioned their profile also: Patricia Doles, Rachel McQueen, and Jane Batchelor. Those are related, or those who conduct research related to textiles. So again, they offer fully funding if you are admitted to a thesis-based master's or a PhD. So normally here they do a lots of varieties of research. I just mentioned a few of them, which are firefighting apparel, smart textiles, antimicrobial textiles, core textiles. In addition, regenerated cellulose fiber spinning. So these are the research range that these professors usually conduct. If you want to reach out to them, you have to match with this research interest and you have to let them know that you are interested to this program, interested to these projects. In the mechanical engineering and medicine and dentistry department, there are also two other professors. One is Dan Sameto, and another one is Vivian Mushian. Those two professors also conduct research. Those are related to textiles, including soft robotics, sensor and actuator, 3D printing, composites, and polymers. So I am just as I'm just completely doing the presentation, I can see if someone is asking anything or not. So if if you have anything to know or any confusion, Shajat or Noreen, you can just let me know because I can see the screen now. So if someone is texting or if you have any question, I can kind of get access to it. And thirdly, there is University of Manitoba. Most of the students at the University of Manitoba that are currently admitted are Masters of Engineering program. Some students are also admitted in PhD program. Their degree name is Biosystem Engineering. There are four professors who offers textile-based research. Moshur Rahman, maybe many of you know, and some other professors are David Lerin, Tom Louis, and John Sorensen. Most of our boutique students are currently doing research under Moshur Rahman. So here funding situation are kind of partial funding. They will not give you the full funding, but in many cases, if they like you, if they like your research determination in everything, they will hire you for a full funding. So their research ranges includes canola fiber extrusion, biodegradable packaging, camouflage, and the composites, biomass derived composites. Those are used in aviation and automobile sector. So coming from University of Manitoba to University of Toronto, they offer degree in Masters and PhD under the subject of biomedical engineering and mechanical engineering. So they offer full funding. There are three professors. Those offer kind of the conduct research are related to textiles. Azadeh, Amit, and Hani. So these professors conduct research based on textile-based sensor, textile-based medical research, or wearable smart textiles. So you can browse their profile and you can extract lots of information. I just give a short overview regarding the research range, whom you can reach out, and you can kind of grab something. There is another professor at the University of Toronto. His name is Kevin Gloven, and he also conducts research related to textiles. He has lots of funds regarding textile-based projects. His research includes fiber composites, antimicrobial fabric, bioplastic release, super hydrophobic fabric, thermal comfort, and anti-icing coating. Coming from University of Toronto to British Columbia, there is a department, mechanical engineering, who offers full-time PhD and master's program, those kind of related to textiles, which includes fiber composites, modeling and simulation, durability assessment, and flexible electronics. Mainly, there are two professors who works with textiles in University of British Columbia. One is Abbas Milani, and the second person is Payman Sarvati. So one of my close colleague is also working currently with Abbas Milani. If you want to reach out, you can do. This then coming to University de Montreal. So I'm not sure if you know that there is a province in Canada in which they completely speak in French. There is the Montreal. So if anyone knows French language, you can try this. There is a Professor Ludwig who conduct research on protective apparel, nonwoven textiles, and thermal insulation. This is not an English-based program. This is French-based program. As I said, in Quebec or Montreal province, everyone speaks in French. There is official language in that province. Uh, those are the programs that I mentioned. They're commonly Boutiquian students, and also many of our friends are also working there or studied over there. But if you want to go for self-funding or partial funding, there are lots of universities and lots of programs where you can get admission. So the study cost depends on the type of program. Normally, it starts from 7,000 and until it can goes to 30,000. 7,000 are basic programs such as environmental engineering, biosystem engineering. As soon as the programs is premium such as computer science, data science, it can cost you around 30,000. So I just mentioned here some of the programs where some of our boutiques and brothers or our close friends are studying from textile background. But if you want to do in any other university or if you want to try it at any other university, you can also try. So I just mentioned here in University of Alberta Computing Science, University of Calgary Sustainable Energy Development, University of Calgary again Environmental Engineering, University of Guelph, University of Engineering, Industrial Engineering from University of Ottawa, Royal Roots University Global Management, Ontario Tech University Business Ethics, Dalhousie University Industrial Engineering. So at this program, you have to conduct the study in self-funding, or sometimes they offer partial funding, which will cost around, which can give you a waiver until approximately 5,000 to 10,000. Say so your total program cost is 15,000. So if they give you a waiver or a scholarship of 7,000, that means you have to pay rest of the amount, that is 8,000. So again, scholarship option, scholarship are available, but nobody can give you the guarantee that they will give you the scholarship. So those are, you, if you just get it, that's okay. If you don't get it, then you have to pay the tuition cost. So these are the common application process. In case of thesis-based masters or PhD, you have to. It is recommended that you just contact with a professor, then you apply online. If you get selected in initial screening, then they will invite you for an interview. Then they will give you the admission decision. For course-based program, it is recommended that you just contact with the grade coordinator regarding the tuition cost and everything. However, some Masters of Engineering program also requires to contact the professor. So you can reach out also to the professor, apply online. And in course-based program, it's very rare that they will call you for the interview. So if you just apply online, they will give you the decision whether you are admitted or not. Again, if you want to contact with the professor, you have to keep in mind one thing, that nobody in Canada that perfectly conduct research on textiles. Nobody. They don't conduct research strictly on dyeing, woven fabric, nothing. So whatever the textile related research they are doing, you have to grab the opportunity. You have to write a very convincing and short email, maybe 3 or 4 sentences. You have to keep remind that there are around 100 students are daily emailing the professor. So with your 3 or 4 lines, you have to make yourself unique, you have to distinguish from other, and you have to grab the opportunity. That's how we have to prepare the mail, that 3 to 4 lines, and that should be very convincing. If possible, if you have any research or project experience, or if you have any work experience that is relevant to his work, you can mention it. Or if you are interested to his some of the project, you can also mention it in the email. But try to make it short, try to include your CV and transcript, and don't resend the email before 7 days. Just give a risk. If you don't get the feedback, just resend it with after 7 days. Things you don't need should do, you shouldn't you need you don't need to do when you contact a professor. Firstly, do not keep reference. Many professors in Canada or USA thinks that if you mention someone as like I know Shakil Bhai, I know someone else, they think that you are trying to gain advantage mentioning someone's name. So It's recommended that you don't mention you don't kind of refer anyone's name to the professor. It will kind of cause you something negative. Do not ask tuition amount to the professor, saying that, okay, if I am not selected, how much I have to pay. Professor is not someone who is over there and kind of calculate your tuition costs. No. If you have to ask about the tuition cost, ask the grade coordinator. And do not send mail repeatedly, such as wait for 7 days for his feedback. If you get a feedback, if you don't get the feedback today, you send the email and you don't get the feedback, you don't resend it straight away. Just wait for 6 or 7 days. One thing is very important, there should be no typo in email. Many applications are straightly rejected because of the typo. So before sending any email to the professor, just read it 4 to 5 times to make sure that there is no typo. Another important things that I follow, don't copy paste straight away from the ChatGPT or AI based, from the AI based software, because professor usually read hundred of pages. So they know which one is prepared by yourself and which one is ChatGPT based. If you strictly copy paste it, definitely they were gonna know. So if you have to use the ChatGPT, definitely every one of us use the ChatGPT. Use it. Don't straight away copy paste the email or something from the ChatGPT. Rather, you just paraphrase it and just send to the professor. So I just clearly mentioned some of the things that you can do and some of the things you shouldn't do.